Music.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all here. We always try to have a pretty jazzy playlist going as folks are coming into the room. We want to make sure you're we want to make sure you're excited. So we put the slow songs at the beginning and we end on a high note here. So my name is William. I am the president of Quantum Franchise Group, and I'm so excited to see you folks here today to give us about an hour of your time to learn about how to open your own handyman business. So we very much appreciate you being here. I am going to just give you a rundown of how this webinar is going to go. First, going to do a couple of introductions and a couple of housekeeping notes here. I'm going to go back to my screen share and I want to show you something. You saw this as we were listening to the music there, but I want you to take note of this slide in front of you, particularly the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner. I'd like for you to just go ahead and pull out your cell phone, scan that QR code, and go ahead and open that web page up in your browser. And this is the way that you're going to let us know that, hey, I like what I'm seeing. I'd like to get some more information. I'd like to speak with the folks at the company. I'd like to get a copy of the franchise disclosure document and just kind of take the next step to see if this might be something that I want to take some additional steps with. So go ahead and open that up, get that queued up. And at any time over the next hour, the mood strikes you, go ahead and fill out the form on that page and we will get everything in motion for you. Another housekeeping request, please be sure to keep your mics on mute throughout the webinar to make sure we don't have any unnecessary background distractions. And then finally, as we're going through the webinar, as questions begin coming into your mind, we're going to have a time for Q&A at the end. But feel free to go ahead and drop your questions in the chat here in the Zoom. And when we get to the end, we'll read through those questions and we'll get those answered for you. So leave this up for a couple more minutes, give you folks some time to get it queued up in your browser. But for now, I want to introduce some folks. I am joined, first of all, by one of my amazing team members, Miss Maggie Billy. She is the leader of this webinar today. Maggie actually has some personal experience owning and operating a handyman business, and she's a phenomenal member of the Quantum Franchise Group team. So she's going to be able to speak very well to this topic. I also want to introduce you to Mr. Greg Jones and Mr. James Calabrese. These folks are actually from the company that we're talking about today, and they have graciously agreed to give us about an hour of their time to field the Q&A at the end of this meeting. You're going to get your answers directly from the folks at the company.
My name is Cindy Parks Talley, and I have Mr. Handyman of Midwest Collin County. I've been in business 18 years. My husband and I always wanted our own thing. We looked at probably 70 different franchise opportunities, and Mr. Handyman was the franchise that we chose. Mr. Handyman has this beautiful love and support for one another. When I lost my husband, I was terrified to run this business without him. The Mr. Handyman owners lifted me up and had my back, and I am so grateful to them. It's been one of the best experiences of my life.
When we lost my brother Chris. She had to rebuild the company virtually from scratch, had a mass exodus of technicians, and it forced her to the forefront of the company. Chris had always been the front man, if you will. What she found out is that she's a highly talented professional and leader. She took a young guy who didn't know anything about accounting or working in a professional atmosphere, and she taught me how to make a living and to be allowed the privilege to stand by her side and to learn.
Cindy takes care of us. She truly understands the value of the technician, and she backs us up 100% every time.
When I have a guy who comes in and says he's not making enough money, I say, well, an easy way for you to do it is to get more Google reviews. I have guys who consistently earn $400, $500, $600 a month on their Google reviews. We take the long form of the Code of Values and we pass it around, and every person reads a line and passes it on to the next person. We have a lot of fun with that.
We've all become a family. We work so closely together. We're really close to the technicians. With the code of values by our side, we all try to treat each other well.
The Neighborly Hub is a wonderful opportunity. I hope that we can spread the relationships and the support that we've got in Mr. Handyman to the hub in our area.
We transfer calls to the other brands instead of just referring them. Our booking ratio goes down by emailing it over. If I start transferring it, then they're going to get that first initial chance, just like we did when they called us, to get the job.
For fun, I like to do gardening. I have 6 plum trees and 6 muscadine grape plants. I like to hang out with the dogs, and I enjoy shooting guns.
So there's 329 Mr. Handyman businesses in the United States and Canada. You guys are the best of the best and have won Franchise of the Year for 2022. So congratulations.
It just means so much to me, and I just am so proud, and I love everybody here. We just really do have a lot of wonderful people working here, and I'm so grateful.
How does it feel to win Franchise of the Year? Fantastic. I have never known a lady, and I truly mean a lady, who has worked harder than she has all her life and in this business. Doggone it, she deserves it.
All right, what I really wanted you to capture with that video is the fact that whenever you join Mr. Handyman, you're not just joining starting a business, you're not just joining a franchise, you're joining a family, not only of fellow Mr. Handyman owners, but of fellow Neighborly brand owners and over 19 brands here in the United States. So tremendous, tremendous support available to you, and I think that video captured it pretty well. And I saw in there, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I saw a new hairstyle that I want to try out. You know, the guy with the spiky thing. I'm going to try that out. But anyway, hey, enough of that. I am excited to hand the reins over to Maggie to go ahead and take us through the presentation here, Maggie.
Thank you so much, William. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am super excited to share the Mr. Handyman franchise opportunity with you. This is a great option for people who want to lead a team, build a business, and be part of a trusted home services brand. What I really like about this brand is how it allows owners to step into a leadership role without needing experience in home repair. It's about building a local business with strong support behind you. Mr. Handyman has been in business since 1996. It's a well-known brand that helps thousands of homeowners every year. Customers trust their local Mr. Handyman to get jobs done right. The fact that it's been around for nearly 3 decades gives candidate peace of mind. You're not starting from scratch. You're building on something that already works. The brand has over 365 locations in the US and Canada. Even with that growth, there are still great territories available. That means you can join a strong brand and still have room to grow. This business offers a wide range of handyman services, things like carpentry, drywall, tile, painting, basic plumbing, and more. Franchisees don't do the work themselves. They lead a team that does the job. Some services need a license. It will be depending on your state. This flexibility also means owners can adjust services over time. Some keep it simple with general repairs, while others grow into bigger, more specialized jobs. This business works in all kinds of economies because homes always need repairs. There's strong marketing support, low overhead, and no cold calling. The work is family friendly, no emergency calls, and many franchisees also serve the senior community with safety services. One thing that stands out here is the ability to scale. you can start with 1 or 2 vans and grow as demand increases without taking a huge overhead. This isn't your average handyman business. Franchisees offer a professional experience with branded vans, uniforms, and follow-up service calls. Customers know they're working with a trusted company, not just a random contractor. And that level of professionalism often leads to strong referrals and repeat business, which helps owners build a long-term customer relationship. Franchisees stay connected through regional meetings, market calls, and annual events. It's a great way to share ideas and stay supported as you grow your business. Each owner works with a dedicated business coach. There are regular calls, training, and newsletter to help you improve and grow. You never left on your own. Here's a look at the sales averages from the most recent data. Owners with more than 1 unit typically earn more. These numbers are shared in the franchise disclosure document, so you can review everything in details. I always tell candidates to look closely at the item 19 and talk to franchisees doing validation. It's very important to understand what the top performers are doing differently. With this franchise, you're not wearing a tool belt. You're leading a business. You manage a team, grow your brand, and build something you can pass on or scale over time. This is a leadership role, not a technician role. Owners focus on hiring, managing, and growing the business. It's a great next step for people coming out of corporate or other professional careers. You'll spend your time solving problems for your customers, for your team, and in your own growth. It's a business that builds around people and results. You can start small and scale up. Many start with 1 van and add more as they grow. You can hire general help for smaller jobs or specialists for bigger ones. It's all up to you. You can keep the service simple or expand into more advanced work based on your market and comfort. It's flexible and it allows you to adjust as you grow. People are busier than ever, and fewer know how to fix things themselves. That's where Mr. Handyman comes in, offering trusted help and peace of mind. Mr. Handyman is a solution people trust. That's why many locations have a strong base of repeat customers and steady lead flow. People come back when they find someone reliable. We're seeing a major shift from do it yourself to do it for me. People want convenience and they are willing to pay for it. That's where this business thrives. You're offering a professional service with trusted people, and that's exactly what today's homeowners are looking for. Home repair and remodeling is expected to grow to $526 billion by early 2026. More income, less free time, and more need for services like this. Training is hands-on and detailed. You learn business systems, marketing, operations, and spend time with a successful owner to see how it all works. You'll get to shadow an experienced owner and see how it works in the real world, not just on paper. That helps owners feel more confident on day one. Mr. Handyman offers the most services of any neighborly brand. That means more ways to help customers and more chances to refer work across other brands. This is helpful for referrals, visibility, and customer loyalty. When people know and trust the neighborly name, they're more likely to choose your business. Here are the other brands in the neighborly family. When customers know these names, they trust them and that helps you too. This kind of brand awareness gives you a head start in building local trust. People already feel comfortable calling a name they've seen before, which helps drive faster growth in a new market. With Neighborly, franchisees get access to proven system, national support, and shared best practices. It's a strong foundation to build on. The culture is based on values, respect, integrity, customer focus, and having fun. Franchisees live by these values every day with their teams and their communities. Neighborly gives franchisees access to tools, systems, and support, the kind of things that help you grow smarter and faster. You also benefit from national buying power, shared marketing assets, and proven business practices. This kind of support structure is especially valuable if you never own a business before. Neighborly has over 5,500 franchises and 14 million customers. That kind of size brings trust, tools, and marketing power that help every local owners succeed. These numbers are more than just impressive. They mean real stability and shared experiences. You're never the only one facing a challenge. There is a system and an entire network behind you. Franchisees refer customers across brands. So if someone need work beyond what you offer, you can pass it on to another Neighborly brand in your area, and they do the same thing for you. Customers get seamless service, and franchisees get to be part of a supportive, growth-focused community. Everyone wins. You get access to marketing platforms, design assets, and tools to help grow your business. Everything is built to support franchisees at every level. The national marketing team runs big campaigns that support brand awareness. These campaigns help customers recognize and trust Mr. Handyman in your local market. You also get help with your local marketing. You work with a coach who helps you plan and grow based on your market, based on your goals and your market. Mr. Handyman gives you ready to use programs for SEO, social media, email, and more, all focused on helping you get customers and grow your business. Franchisees get discounts and rebates through ProTradeNet, Neighborly's vendor network. This saves money on equipment, software, insurance, and more. Additional savings include vehicles, uniforms, payroll, tools, software. These discounts add up and help improve your bottom line. You'll get support to make sure customers in your area know who to call when they need handyman help. From local ads to social media, it's all included. The advertising team helps you stay visible, competitive, and professional. So even if you're not a marketing expert, your business will look and perform like one. Franchisees give back through things like the National Day of Service. Many help veterans and first responders, which builds great relationship and visibility. Mr. Handyman has been recognized by top industry groups and holds partnerships that build even more trust with customers. They are looking for leaders, not handymen. You need 50,000 in liquid capital and a net worth of 250. But more importantly, you need to enjoy leading a team and solving problems. You don't need to know how to fix a faucet. You need to be organized, coachable, and ready to lead a customer-focused team. Those are the traits that drive success in this system. Territories include 40 to 60,000 targeted households and are built using real data. You have a protected area with strong demand. The brand uses lifestyle and demographic modeling to create territories, not just the zip codes. So you know you set up for success when the right target audience, with the right target audience from the beginning. The investment range depends on your market and setup. but it includes everything you need to get started from equipment to training. You'll see all the details in item 7 of the FDD. I always encourage candidates to review it closely and ask as many questions. That's part of making an informed decision. The loyalties are 7% on labor and 3.5 on non-labor revenue, plus the 2% marketing fee. These fees support training, marketing, and brand-wide tools. These fees go back into the system that support you, lead generation, training, tech tools, and franchisee coaching. You're getting value in return. You can fund your business with cash, a loan, 401k rollover, or other options. I can help connect you with people who specialize in franchise funding. Most candidates use a combination of funding tools. So if you need help exploring options, I'm happy to point you to lenders that understand franchising. So if this feels like a good fit, the next step is a simple process. Overview calls, validation, territory review, and a meet the team day. It's actually designed to help you learn and decide confidently. There is no pressure, just a clear path forward so you can evaluate the opportunity and meet the people behind the brand. Thanks again for joining us today, everyone. We now have brand representatives on the call, so this is a great time to ask any questions you've written down. We're happy to answer anything you're curious about, whether it's question about daily operation, team structure, marketing, or financials. This is the time. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you so much, Maggie, for walking us through that. And again, just to remind everybody, I did drop the link down in the chat box for you to go ahead and go to that webpage where you can request some more information if you'd like to. But we're going to open things up to some questions here. Again, we've got James and we've got Greg in the meeting, and they have every answer to every question you could possibly think to ask here in this webinar. And they're kind of shaking their head thinking, what did he just say? But no, these are the experts. They're going to take really good care of you. And I'm going to go ahead and kick things off with a question since we don't have anything in the chat right now. Well, before I get to my question, I do want to turn the mic over to Greg and James and see if there's anything that you would like to add to what Maggie has already shared.
Yeah, no, first of all, I wanted to thank both Maggie and you, William, for having us on today. Maggie did just a wonderful job, presenting everything. I can't think of anything that I wanted to add. And you guys hit on one of the key ones with the video is just having that family atmosphere. And, yes, Neighborly is a big company, but we still have that very close, family atmosphere where people are helping not only within Mr. Handyman owners, but, as you mentioned, other owners within the Neighborly family. And I think you hit on a lot of really good stuff. So, and no, I don't have all that. That's why I brought James. James knows everything. I just know enough to get by.
Lay it on us, James. Anything you'd like to share?
No, I actually think everything was covered. And again, William, Maggie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Last time we saw each other was at a ball game. So we can do that in the future also. But anyway, I thank you everybody for joining in and being interested in what we have to offer, and open up to your questions.
All right. And I do want to acknowledge David. I don't think he was in the room whenever we kicked things off. David Stratton is also from Mr. Handyman. David, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Anything you'd like to add to the conversation before we jump into some questions? Oh, looks like David is frozen. All right, David, I hope you thaw out soon. Okay, let me go ahead and throw a question out. And this is one of the things that really fascinates me about the Neighborly family of brands. And it is the discounts and the rebates that you have available to franchise owners. I think is really unique in franchising. I don't know many other companies. Actually, I don't think I know any who have the breadth and depth of purchasing power and rebates and discounts that you have available to your franchisees. Would anybody like to speak to that and kind of give us a glimpse of what that's like?
Yeah, William, it is something that is very unique, and it's something we're really proud of because we don't competitors really can't mimic us because they don't have the size that we do. But so to give you an example, there are probably somewhere between 250 and 300 vendors that are part of Pro Trade Net. That's the name of the vendor relations team or department, so to speak. And it's everything from cell phones to business insurance, employee benefits, including things like 401k and health insurance. You name it, from obviously in the handyman world, both Home Depot and Lowe's are part of that. So you're going to the pro desk and getting these deep discounts and things like that. When the guys like me that are there all the time, unfortunately, it doesn't transfer over to corporate, so I'm still paying full retail, which makes me mad every time I go in there. Wishing I had the access to the Pro Trade Net. But it is a phenomenal benefit. As a matter of fact, across all of Neighborly, last year we saved our owners nearly $100 million on the front side, and gave rebates back somewhere in the neighborhood of $8 million, and that's a straight rebate check back to our owners. So to put that in perspective, the average Mr. Handyman received a check back for about $3,000 just for buying the things they were going to do in their business anyway. And on the top side of that, people getting checks for $10,000, $15,000, just for running their business. Now, and the other thing that's really important to mention on Pro Trade Net, it is 100% optional. You don't have to do it. If your brother-in-law can get you a better deal on a new truck or whatever, by all means do that. Nor does it cost one single nickel to do. It's part of you being a Neighborly franchise. So yeah, I appreciate that question, William. It's a wonderful benefit of Neighborly.
Yeah, it really is very unique. And I think, and you have to correct me if I'm mistaken here, but when I was visiting your headquarters the last time, I think in one of the presentations, I even heard that there is a health insurance option for owners. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. There,
Okay.
there, there sure are. In fact, I think with most things, there are usually more than one. That way, that there's competition between the two, and I believe there's at least two, maybe three options there within the health insurance realm.
Yeah, and again, this alleviates another great fear of aspiring entrepreneurs. How am I going to leave my day job and give up my healthcare coverage? Well, with a Neighborly brand, you have that healthcare option available to you, so you're not out there to find it on your own. So, just another way that Neighborly really goes above and beyond and takes great care of their franchise owners.
William, I just want to add one thing also to Pro Trade Net. Obviously it has a lot to do with running your business, but there's also Pro Trade Net allows the franchisee to actually use it also personally. They can use it also for insurance, home insurance, medical, dental, vision, etc. And if you're looking to buy a personal vehicle for yourself, you can actually buy it less than the dealer actually pays for themselves because you get a discount off of the invoice price, not the sticker price. So it works both ways.
Wow, that is great. I didn't even think about extending it to your personal use as well. So fantastic.
Another thing, William, and I don't want to just stay on this topic all day, but it is a very important one that, and I don't see this often, but I have heard some owners over the years that have told me this, that if you have a problem with a vendor as an independent company, right? And you're Billy Bob's handyman service, and you have a problem with whatever X vendor. Good luck, right? They really don't. It's not that big of a deal to them if they lose your business. They don't want to lose the business of 5,500 franchise owners out there. So if a problem arises, they're going to get it alleviated and very quickly, because it's not just you. There's the whole that strength of Neighborly behind. But I just wanted to add that last little piece.
That's great. Thank you. Any other questions? And if you prefer to just come off mic and ask your question instead of dropping it in the chat, that's perfectly fine too.
Howdy, this is Mark Hansen. I'm in Austin, Texas, and just quick background. I've taken a beating in commercial real estate. That's where my industry has been the last couple of years. So enter into exploring franchise, and this is my very first intro into any kind of franchise. So I'm asking some questions that are completely ignorant. Please bear with me.
Absolutely.
And maybe we'll go into the depths if I click through and say, hey, I'm interested, because I'm interested. This sounds like a really cool thing. But as I listen to you here now, I'm kind of scratching the interweb and seeing what's available. And what's around me as far as Mr. Handyman or Handymen, and um, really curious about downside, curious about upside, curious about all sorts of, because this presentation here and now I know is for it's a teaser, but how do I get more information on upside, downside, and all the things in between?
That's a great question. And I'm sorry, I missed your name. So could you tell me again?
Oh, hey, no worries. Mark Hansen.
Mark Hansen. All right, very good. Um, yeah, so you will go very deep into the discovery if you choose to, just kind of take that next step and have that
Yeah.
no obligation intro call with Greg or one of their team members. They're going to take you on a deep dive through the franchise disclosure document, talk about all the investments, but also talk about the potential upside. They'll help you think through the unit economics, of your territory if you chose to move forward. So this is just one layer of the onion that we're pulling back here. You would actually begin what is typically about a 1 to 3 month due diligence process, where you'll have several calls and meetings with the folks at Mr. Handyman. But you'll also go through a process called validation. And this is probably the most important part of the franchise discovery process. And it's where you actually talk to other owners. You can sit here and listen to me and Maggie and James and Greg all day long, but when you're talking with other people on the streets, running their businesses, giving you the candid good, bad, and ugly, hopefully more good
Yeah.
than good and ugly,
Yeah.
that's going
Yeah.
to be very valuable to you.
Okay. And that's by clicking through as you had me do with the QR code.
Yeah, that's just the first step. That would get us queued up to have an intro call. Greg, would it be with you that they would have that call, or would it be with James?
We kind of either or, we just kind of rotate around. So either one of us.
Hmm.
Great.
Yeah, everything would start with that conversation. And again, there's no obligation, no commitment, and don't even worry about wasting people's time if you decide not to move forward. That's what we're all here to do.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let me lob one more in. Why would actually let me do two more because this is what's rattling in my head. Why wouldn't I do this myself if I had the capital? Could I do it myself and expect the same kind of returns versus going with a franchise like yourself? And two, why would I want to do this one versus another one? So is that a or any of them? Because again, I'm asking out of pure ignorance, so please forgive me. Just very curious.
Yeah, that is a great question, and I'll field that one. The first part of
Appreciate it.
it is, quite simply, there's nothing saying that you can't do it on your own, right? I mean, people, start their own business from scratch all the time. But where I think the real value comes in is that you're not having to reinvent the wheel, right? We've got something that works. I use an analogy. It's kind of funny. I'm one of the guys that's actually would be a good handyman, right? I mean, I like to do stuff around the house and that sort of thing. I'm good with, carpentry and plumbing and electrical. I can do all of that sort of stuff. But you put me with a car, that's not my forte. And I always use this analogy. I say, I could probably figure out, how to build a truck. I mean, go buy an old one at the junkyard and put a new, motor in it and a transmission and all this stuff. And I bet you at the end of the day that I could have a really nice truck. But how long is that going to take me to do? I'm gonna make so many mistakes and waste so much money along the way that and you know what? Every day in work, I pass a Chevy dealership. It's right there. The franchise is that Chevy dealership. We've got that already packaged. We've got something that we know runs. We know it's the right transition and transmission and engine, kind of go together, all that sort of stuff. So it's already packaged, and not to mention is both Maggie and William mentioned earlier in this, you've got the support of not only the operations team within that franchise, in this case, Mr. Handyman, you also have 300 plus owners out there that whatever mistake that you're going to make or issue that you might have, we've got someone that's done it, and so we've got the solution as well. So I think that's the big thing. There's nothing to say you can't. It's just it's going to be a much quicker, easier avenue going through the franchise model. The second one, why us? Well, heck, because me and James are really nice guys.
No.
No, seriously, the support of Neighborly, Neighborly is nearly 50 years old. We have, as Maggie mentioned, we've got 19 brands in the U.S. and Canada, 34 or something like that worldwide. We've got over 2,000 corporate employees. We've been doing this a really long time. We've got getting close to 6,000 individual franchises out there. So we've got that support system. We're not, one of these guys that's, hey, we've been doing this for, 18 months and hopefully this thing works out. We've got that history of helping people build businesses. We've got the people, the system, the tools, the processes, all of that good stuff in place. Not to say that there's not some others that do, but we've got a proven track record.
Mark, I'd like to jump in
Appreciate
there.
it.
Yeah,
Can
I'd
I
like to-
add something to that?
yeah, please go ahead, James.
The only thing I would also add to that, Mark, is the fact that, with the Mr. Handyman franchise, I think Maggie mentioned it also, is the fact that we have so many different things that a Mr. Handyman can do. We don't do one thing, we do 60, 70 different types of jobs that can be done for the individual home or light commercial. I don't know if we mentioned light commercial before, but we do it also for light commercial businesses. And the nice thing about Mr. Handyman is because you can do that, you can actually touch every single thing that happens within that home. So you can, if an owner decides that I'm going to scale up and open up another neighborly brand, they may find out that they're getting an awful lot of people looking for electrical work or plumbing work. So the next thing in that territory might be, okay, maybe I should be opening up Mr. Rooter or at the same time. So it just opens up the
Ah, yeah, okay.
avenue for so many different things that can be done. That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I'll add two.
Appreciate it.
I'll add two things to that, Mark, just from the perspective of a franchise consultant. I have these conversations with people every day. Here, two a little bit higher level things. Number one is if you were to open your own handyman service all on your own, you're not going to get all of the purchasing power discounts and rebates. You're going to be paying a significantly higher price for all of your equipment, supplies, vehicles than you would going with a franchise. But secondly, is brand recognition. When something breaks and I go on Google and I'm looking for a handyman, if I see Chuck in a truck or if I see Mr. Handyman and I know that Mr. Handyman's a nationally known name with over 300 locations around the United States, I am going to likely be more inclined to go with Mr. Handyman and call them to my house than Chuck in the truck, who might have 6 reviews and a website that is teenager built, So the brand recognition is very powerful in franchising.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions we can answer for you all? Maggie, is there anything you wanted to add to what the three of us said?
No, everything is pretty much covered. So yeah, we're here to help you, Mark. So if you need anything, definitely reach out to us.
Thank you, Maggie.
All right. We've got VRB. I'm not sure who that is. We got Laylas and we've got Jim Keller. You folks have any questions we can answer for you? All right. Well, if there's no other questions, we can go ahead and bring this in for a landing today. Again, thank you for being here, Maggie. Thank you so much for a great job presenting. Greg and James, appreciate you being here to help with questions. Any parting words from any of you three before we close it down?
I'd just like to once again thank you guys for having us, and thank each and every one of you for spending your time with us. If you do think of questions later, please reach out to Maggie. She can get a hold of us. And to your point earlier, yeah, it's a not a scary process. I would love to tell you that every single person I talk to on the phone ends up being a Mr. Handyman owner. Doesn't quite happen that way. We're here to answer your questions. That's our biggest job, is to get your questions answered, because we want to find out, are we a mutual good fit for one another? So thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks again for your time.